Here are 18 signs you are an INTP. Being introverted, intuitive, thinking, and perceiving is referred to as INTP. According to the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, they are referred to as analysts and reserved people. People with this personality type take pleasure in quiet time to reflect on how things operate and devise solutions to issues. Because they have such a vibrant inner life, INTPs prefer to pay attention to their inner world over the outside one. They usually don't have a large social network, but they do have a tendency to be close to a few people. If you have received the result or INTP but you aren't sure if you really are one, here are signs you can look out for. Number 1. You can find inconsistencies right away. When someone's statements or conclusions don't make sense, it stands out to you like a bright red light. You tend to point out these flaws right away, unless you're trying really hard to hold back your comments, thus it's difficult for you to avoid coming out as a pedant. Number 2. You look for accuracy. You detest abstractions and a good enough language. You want to use the most precise term you can while trying to convey something. Even in the middle of an explanation, you might hesitate to choose the most appropriate term. You want to be able to describe things as clearly and accurately as you can. Number 3. You must have logical integrity. You don't want to be a slave to societal conventions and rituals or to prejudices that impair your judgment. You place a high priority on living by your logical principles. You must be certain that you are facing reality head-on and are not being sidetracked by the whims of others. Number 4. Authority doesn't impress you. You find it annoying when people act arrogantly or demand excessive respect just because of their position. You give very little weight to authority that is attained by position, office, or popularity. You consider each person separately. What original concepts can they impart? How persuasive are their claims? If they have something intriguing to say, anyone, a fast food employee or a college professor, can make you feel inspired. Number 5. You want to understand the universe. You go down a lot of unexpected avenues of discovery thanks to your curiosity and attention to the big picture. In the end, you seek to comprehend the essence and truth of the cosmos. What brings us here? Where did we come from? You find yourself asking why and how non-stop. Number 6. You hate redundancy. You find repetition to be incredibly tedious and annoying. You undoubtedly despised having to repeatedly say your times tables or other lines in class. Once you have knowledge of something, you want to quickly move on to something else. Not many people are able to keep up with your steep learning curve. Number 7. You're an architect of ideas. You thrive when you can develop fresh concepts and investigate novel theories in math, science, philosophy, and the arts because you have a creative genius. You like being able to comprehend something new about life or the world and hone your notion to make it precise, logical, and succinct. Number 8. You're seen as difficult to know. Because you tend to think internally, others frequently underestimate or don't recognize your full degree of competency. People are more likely to notice your intuitive side when they are around you. They'll observe your ability to come up with suggestions and alternatives as well as your versatility in your argumentation. However, your razor-sharp reasoning is frequently kept to yourself and is only ever shared with persons you have the utmost confidence in. Number 9. You crave connection, but getting there can be tricky. You crave close relationships with other people, yet creating them can feel like a survival game of Jumanji. It can be challenging to try to comprehend other people's emotional and social demands, and if you put in all that effort and still can't connect, you risk becoming jaded and cynical. On many days, the idea of sacrificing your time and space for a gamble sounds absurd. Don't give up though. Your inventiveness and intellectual ingenuity are needed by the globe. They need you, with all your lovely peculiarities. Number 10. When you were young, you always felt like you were getting scolded. In every connection with others, you yearn for radical honesty. It's not your style to avoid a topic entirely or to tread carefully in order to make people feel at ease. You undoubtedly remember feeling as a kid that no matter how hard you tried, you were always on the wrong side of the argument. Most people have an ambivalent feeling toward the truth. They desire to be spoon-fed their realities along with a generous helping of sweetness. If you believe that despite your best efforts, you're constantly criticized and misunderstood, this can be detrimental to your self-esteem. Number 11. Relational neediness is your enemy. Your introverted thinking style is sabotaged by emotional overstimulation and constant requests from your social circle. Your capacity to concentrate, think clearly, and evaluate things critically will suffer from people who constantly demand your attention, cause emotional turmoil in you, or influence you. Regular alone time is necessary for your primary function so that you may focus on thoughts, ideas, and problem solving. You feel exhausted, lethargic, and unable to concentrate without this opportunity to rejuvenate. Number 12. You love swapping ideas with people. You find great satisfaction in tuning into your intuition and working with others to come up with fresh ideas. Despite being an introvert, you nonetheless like dissecting ideas, investigating prospects, and debating points of view. These pursuits help you maintain equilibrium by allowing you to use your auxiliary extrovert intuition or mbti. Number 13. You approach almost everything with skepticism. You are strict with yourself to make sure that your thoughts and beliefs have merit. You apply this same careful examination to the outer world. Make sure you're not being persuaded by your emotions or general consensus before subscribing to anything. To determine if concepts or laws can withstand close examination, you must dissect them and examine each of their constituent parts. Number 14. You don't like organizing people. Independent employment appeals to you more than arranging others' schedules. You frequently feel uneasy working with lots of people because of your quiet and reserved temperament. Being responsible for people goes against the exact things that make you comfortable since you seek a flexible, independent lifestyle. Number 15. When your gifts aren't appreciated, you become cynical. Unfortunately, the majority often has trouble understanding many INTPs. You may easily feel unusual and pressured into fitting in with the majority if you have an uncommon personality type. People that are more like you become cynical, pessimistic, caustic, and critical when this occurs. You can argue in confidence, knowing that you won't make any new friends that way. Number 16. You hate surprise visits. When someone unexpectedly drops by your house and asks to chat, there is hardly nothing worse. You value your alone time and are unsure of what to do when people drop by suddenly and ask for your attention. When you are unexpectedly required to engage in social interaction, you could feel uncomfortable, preoccupied, and let down. Number 17. Friendliness and positivity calm you down. You experience inner tranquility when you are around kind, warm people. Your mood and friendliness change as a result of absorbing their happiness and optimism. During these times, your inferior function, extrovert feeling, or FE, is nourished, allowing you to partially emerge from your shell and feel comfortable expressing yourself. Number 18. You are tolerant and open-minded. Even though you put everything to the test, you prefer to accept people as they are, rather than try to change them. Even if you occasionally make unintentional mistakes in tact, you attempt to be aware of others and offer them a voice. Unless you observe someone really harming themselves, you shouldn't meddle with their lifestyle decisions or personal facts. That's it for today's video. You can leave any of your questions, suggestions, or reactions in the comments section below. We'd love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can get notified whenever a new video is up. Until next time. Thank you for watching.